Hi everyone. As you know by now, I love to have feedback from my students in order to update the content of my courses. And Marlos, one of my NFT course students, sent me a message saying, I'm very interested in code and deploy my own ERC 721 contract. Do you plan to include something about that in the course? Well, dear Marlos, your wishes are my duty. Let's get into it. Let's go and deploy your own ERC 721 contract. So for this lesson, we will need to have MetaMask installed, you'll need IPFS installed, and you will need to use also Ethereum Remix, which is going to allow us to deploy the code and the smart contract and compile. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, so to start, I guess you have already installed by now your MetaMask wallet. If you don't have MetaMask yet, you can jump to the MetaMask lecture where I go step by step how to install MetaMask. Okay, once you have MetaMask installed in your web browser and you have logged into your MetaMask, you can choose between different networks. And in this case, we are going to be using the Ropsten test network. We don't want to use the Ethereum mainnet, so you are going to use the Ropsten. Then to execute the smart contract, we will also need some fake Ethereum. Yeah, fake. I wish I have this amount of Ethereum on my real account, but this is fake Ethereum. If you don't have yet some fake Ethereum on the testnet, you can just Google search Ropsten Ethereum faucet and open the first few links that will that are basically these faucets where you can get some test Ethereum. So basically, you will need to copy paste your Ethereum account here to here. Go ahead and click send me the test Ether. And because I have got already some test Ethereum very recently, he's not going to allow me to do it. And anyway, I have the test Ethereum that we need for now. Okay, now that you have some test Ethereum, let's close these tabs and let's head to the IPFS install. So IPFS stands for Interplanetary File System. And it's basically more like a decentralized cloud, a decentralized, let's say, a Google Drive. We will detail later this, but you want basically to install IPFS desktop. So go ahead, install IPFS desktop. I'm not going to install now because I already have it. You can choose according to your operating system. And if you have Windows, Mac OS, and Ubuntu, so go ahead and please install IPFS on your computer. Awesome! Now that you have installed IPFS, the Interplanetary File System, you are going to see this UI. And you have different information here. So I can see now that I'm a peer in this peer-to-peer network. I'm a node, right? And I can click here and see that I'm connected to a bunch of peer nodes all around the world. How cool is this? Okay, but let's go straight to the point and upload the file to IPFS, to this kind of decentralized cloud platform. So I'm going ahead and click import. Let's say the file that I'm going to import now is my artwork, my digital artwork, or a photography if I'm a professional photographer. And what I'm going to upload is actually this Mona Lisa photo. Let's say that for a minute I'm Leonardo da Vinci and I want to upload this Mona Lisa wearing a mask. Okay, so let's go ahead and upload. So okay, so here we have our file. This is the content identification ID. And we have, if I click here, I have the link to my file, and it's all good. Now the file is uploaded to IPFS. Okay, let's go for the next step. Okay, now for ease and security, we will use this ERC 721 smart contract from 0xCert to create our NFT. So with this 0xCert ERC 721 contract, we don't need to write the smart contract from scratch. Instead, we can just import the library contract and use the functions, and we deploy the smart contract using the this existing library. So now what we need to do is to go over to our Ethereum remix. Okay, let's go ahead with remix and add a new file, and let's call this our NFT 71. Okay, not very creative name, but it works. And he already said that is NFT .sol.solidity file, and I'm basically going to copy paste a script, and this script is going to be all we need to run our smart contract. Okay, so what do we have here? Basically, first line we have the license. We basically are using this SPDX license. We have the version of Solidity, Pragma Solidity 0.8.0, and then lines 4 and 5 we import the ERC 721 contracts. Then line 7 we start the contract name, new NFT, and the NFT token metadata. Here we have the NFT name and symbol, and then we have here some variables for our NFT. Okay, great. Now we can go ahead and compile our script here to create the smart contract. Okay, let's go compile, and let's go ahead and click compile, and we see that there are a couple of errors. So he's saying that current compiler is 0.8. Okay, I think it has to do with the version. Okay, I think we need actually to change to 0.6. Yeah, and he's compiling now. Let's wait just for a second. Okay, awesome, and it compiles correctly. So it's compiled. We have here the green, and now we want to go ahead and deploy the smart contract. Okay, so once the code is compiled, let's go ahead and click here. Oh, by the way, make sure that you are on HTTP, not HTTPS. Okay, HTTPS, it's going to give an error message and it's not going to work. So to connect to Inject protocol here, you need to be on HTTP. Okay, he's already connected to my Robstan test network. This is my account, my Ethereum account from my MetaMask. As you can see here, it's exactly the same. Great. I have here my contract that I want to deploy, and I'm going ahead and click deploy. It's going to prompt my MetaMask again. I will have to confirm this, and I need to pay gas fee. As you can see here, it's pretty inexpensive in the testnet, but sometimes on the mainnet it may be a little bit expensive. So let's go ahead and deploy our smart contract. This is going to allow us later to create NFTs. All right, so let's now go to our deploy smart contracts. Our smart contract is already deployed. And by the way, actually, you can also check your smart contract on the Block Explorer. So you can click here on your MetaMask, and you see that the smart contract was already deployed. And if you click here, view on Etherscan, you can actually also check that indeed the smart contract was already deployed. So as you can see here, 2 minutes ago, this smart contract was deployed. 2 minutes ago, because in the meantime, I have paused the video for a couple of minutes. Anyway, let's go back, and what we want to do now is we expand here. Let's expand the mint function. You have mint here. Let's expand, and we want now to mint the new smart contract, and I want in this case, I want to mint this new NFT, this new token to my own address. Token ID is going to be the unique ID, so you can put a number that is going to be the ID for your token, and you need to put the token URL, and the token URL is our IPFS URL. Okay, so let's copy this one, and I will put the token URL and click transact. And he's going to prompt me the MetaMask again. I will confirm. Let's pay for this. And as you can see here, it says transact to a new NFT.mint pending. I'll pause the video for a second and oh, actually no need to pause. We have here already our new NFT that was minted. So I can open here. You have status true, transaction mined, and the execution succeeds. We have the transaction hash. I don't know if this is too small for you to see. Yeah, cannot zoom in that much. But yeah, you have the transaction hash, execution succeeds. You have it was minted, this new NFT, to my address, my wallet address, and yeah, and it's all good. And we have here the URL for the image, for our artwork or photography or whatever it is that you are minting. If I want to double check this transaction on the EtherScan on the Block Explorer, I can also go ahead and open my MetaMask. I see here the minted transaction, and I can go ahead and click here, view on EtherScan, and here it is, a transaction. So we have created a new token, a new NFT from this contract, and the token was transferred here with this token ID that you remember we have put the 888877, and so it's all good. Our NFT is done, completed, successfully minted an NFT, and behind the scenes this is what it happens. Now later on the NFT course, you will have the step-by-step to mint an NFT using a marketplace such as OpenSea. When you mint an NFT on OpenSea is way easier because all these coding stuff is behind the scenes, you don't need to deal with it. But if you want to mint an NFT yourself without relying on the third party, you can basically follow this process. Okay, congratulations for creating your very own NFT. You can now share it with other people, you can send it to your friends, you can sell it, you can do whatever you want. Alright, I'll see you on the next one.